Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here on Project Cars with another overtaking challenge. This time out, I'm going to be driving the almighty wing. Yes, the Bentley Continental GT3 is here, and I'm going to be having a go with it at the Laguna Seca Raceway, a track that I know pretty damn well from nearly every other racing game. This is a track you see lots of places. I'm actually surprised. I think it's the first video I've done on this track on this game. But yeah, a track that I've driven plenty of times. We've not got the biggest grid. There's only going to be 26 of us still. There's 25 other cars for me to try and overtake. It's a decent sized grid, not the biggest though that we have seen, and I have 12 laps to try and make my way up through the order. Now this time out I've gone for a standing start. There is a relatively long, relatively wide run into the first couple of corners here, so and being a smaller grid as well, we shouldn't have too much chaos. There will be chaos, but it shouldn't be as bad as some circuits here. So yeah, we can get away with a standing start. And the Bentley is a car that I really like this vehicle. Yeah, you will quickly see why I like this vehicle once we get underway. Now the fear with this track is because it is so wide, we do occasionally get sort of 4 or 5 wide. Down here, bloody hell, the Ginetta got a really good launch. The initial phase of the launch, I got a slightly better next phase. Oh dear, now we are in all of the problems. Yeah, we just about got back on track. No, we're getting pushed. I can't turn anymore. I think I don't know what it is. Something is pushing me out wide. It was a BMW. We are going to have to back out of that. Otherwise, I'm going to go on the sand, and that is not something that you want to be doing. We're going to go up the middle. Yes, use the speed of the Bentley. Holy crap, this is a dangerous place I've found myself in. There's 3 wide. The BMW gave me a knock. I think the Ginetta has finally backed out of it. There's still a car on my inside as we both got past the BMW. That was brave from the NVIDIA BMW there. That was really, really brave. It's not going to matter. Oh, maybe he can hold it. Yeah, I can't quite. I wasn't quite sure on the opening lap there, and just didn't quite brake late enough. We've got a Ginetta playing around, building some sandcastles out there. BMW got past him. I've got all of the speed and had nowhere to go with it all. Oh, that's been the story of this first lap. I've been incredibly quick, but or I can be incredibly quick. I just can't quite get my car in a position or avoid the traffic. This is always the danger with an overtaking challenge. You've always got to be aware that you can get marred down in traffic, and yeah, making progress can at times be difficult. And this first lap is a great example of that. In theory, sort of like objective-wise for this race, a win is always tough with these because, as I said, you've just got so many cars to get through. If I had a good start, certainly top 5 is possible here. That's how good this Bentley is. But I'm just going for a top 10 now. That was a pretty dreary first lap. I just got stuck in all of the traffic. Now we've got lots of cars to make our way through. Can I get a good enough run off of this turn? Yes, I can, I think. We're going to get up alongside Audi. Is he going to fight it? He's not going to. He tried, but in the end, there's not much you can do. Oh crap, Aston Martin's really slow. We'll just have a windscreen. Like the Bentley, we talk about the Bentley having an almighty wing, but the Aston's is pretty damn spectacular as well. I will say that. BMWs, they're both pretty impressive as well. Not quite as crazy as the Astons or this Bentley's. Now things have calmed down a little bit. The reason why I like this car so much is look at the speed we get. This is by far the fastest GT3 car in a straight line. We've just breezed past the BMW. I don't think I've ever got a car on the run like before the corkscrew there. That's from that far back. The straight line speed of this Bentley is incredible. It's a really very good car. It gets excellent traction out of the corner. You do though have to be careful. While actually getting the power down, once you've got the wheels straight, it's fantastic. It is a bit oversteery. In fact, quite a lot oversteery for my liking. So you've got to be really, really careful until the car's pointing straight, and then you fire it down here, and we will probably be up the inside of this rough by the time we get to turn 1. And the other really impressive thing is the brakes are actually pretty good. Like I was expecting, certainly when I first heard that Bentley were running a GT3 car, I expected it to be terrible because this is not like, this is racing against Porsches and Aston Martins and Ginettas and all of these sports cars, and you've got this great big heavy Bentley that's going racing. You don't think this is going to be good. But the real life one was actually doing quite well. I don't know, did it win at Monza, or it did pretty well, I think, at Monza. It's been doing relatively well in the actual GT3 Championship, and it is damn good to drive on here. Like, often the way I drive the cars, I tend to be earlier on the brakes than the AI and then faster off of the corner. With this car, certainly at turn 1, there's a couple of other places as well, I can outbrake the AI and then still get a better run out of the turn. That's how good. We're going to get another car on the run before the corkscrew. I will take that, thank you very much. And then fire the car down here. We are up into 17th place. Been a hectic first couple of laps. Yeah, got a little bit unfortunate there, just ended up getting boxed out. Now we are free though, we can hopefully be going plenty quickly enough to catch up. Definitely want to be getting a top 10. It definitely deserves a top 10 around here if I can drive it well enough. The fastest laps I've been doing with the car, I can get it into, when we're not fighting in traffic and so on, I have got it into the low 24s around here. It is a very, very nice car to drive. Now, we've still got a decent train going on. The first few laps, these lot here all tend to stay relatively close together. We then, a little bit later on in the race, there comes the oversteer. We may have issues with there just being such large gaps that I'm not going to be able to catch cars in time. 12 laps is not a huge amount of time to make it through this order. Right, we are closing very quickly on the rough. I'm catching these cars at all the wrong point. This is about the scariest place to try and overtake on any circuit. It is a blind corner, it is a fast corner. Going too wide through there is ridiculous. I think that's scarier than going too wide through the corkscrew. Yeah, I'm not going to try that. I'm just going to get my car put on the sand. That's not worth the effort. I mean, the corkscrew is, I think, is perhaps one of the most daunting renditions of the corkscrew that I have seen. It's just completely and utterly blind on the way in. It's just turn in, hope you've made the right call, and you might be all right out the other side. It's an incredible corner. These two are having a scrap. That's why I didn't go for an overtake on the Porsche there, or the rough, sorry, because they will, if they're close, they will often have a dive into that final corner, and if I'm having a dive and committed to having a dive, I don't want to get involved with their little scrap. No need to, because I've got all of the speed down here. We've just got, see how late I can get on the brakes there, and the speed I can get out of this car. It's a phenomenal vehicle, easily my favourite of the GT3 cars, this. Let's just wait for the Ginetta to faff around, getting on power here, and again, I will brake a tad earlier than them through here, just to get the line, get the run, please jink to the, thank you. They occasionally do this funny thing where they just jink to the right and give me the space on the inside, and I will take that. Thank you very much. Ooh, yeah, little slide. Only a small panic at that particular moment. We're past the Ginetta. I don't even take my eyes off the road at this precise second. Where are we? 15th. 15th on lap 5. Considering the start, that's okay, but yeah, now we've got a bit of gap to make up to the cars up here. I may have locked the brakes ever so slightly. I do struggle a little bit in the braking zone for the corkscrew. This is where I have most issues. Got to be so careful getting on the power out of this turn. If you go full throttle too soon there, you are going round and it is race over. In the Bentley, you've got to be really, really careful with this car at a couple of places. Yeah, I mean, once we've got the wheels straight here and just go for it, there's no wheel spin whatsoever, but around a couple of the faster corners, it's a tad scary at times. It took a while for me to get used to just how good the brakes were, because I wasn't expecting it to be able to get stopped as quickly as this. It was a few laps before I was brave enough to brake that late. There's a nice group going on up here towards the top 10 that means I shouldn't have too many laps of sort of faffing around trying to catch up to someone. We're about half race distance. At the end of this lap we will be at half race distance. 15th isn't really ideal, no, for a successful run, but we're okay. I think I may have braked too early there. I was busy watching the Audi. No. Oh. That was it, going sideways again. I hate it doing that. I'm sure with a bit of tuning on this car you can make an absolute beast. If I could tune that out of it, this would be probably one of the best race cars I've ever driven. I'm not gonna go risky into the corkscrew. It's too likely to end in a crash, really. If I'm a lot further alongside, sure, I can get an overtake done there, but it's no point going for a silly dive where it's 50-50 chance of it being successful and of you crashing off at halfway stage through the race. It's just not it's not worth it. I know where I'm going to be able to get this car, and that is potentially out of here, if not into turn 1. Actually, the Audi has got a good run. I was a little bit far back, but we've got such good brakes and such good speed. 25.1 that lap. We're going quicker, but now we are going to be stuck in the traffic. But we're going to get up the inside here. Oh, make sure we get it stopped. There we go. The Audi can do nothing about it. Laguna Seca at times, depends on sort of where you are. Sometimes overtaking can be a bit of a pain. Sort of the second half of the lap here, it's quite difficult to get overtakes done. The first half is not too bad. These corners you can overtake on, but it's scary going too wide through there. This is probably your best bet after turn 1. Down here, this isn't too bad of an overtaking spot as we're going to pass, I don't know what it was, I think it was another Audi. Indeed it was, up into to 13th place. I should be doing quite well on consistency with lap time wise, despite fighting through traffic. Yeah, it's not going to quite be hot lapping pace at the moment, but I will take consistent low 25s with the traffic. That Audi is looking like he's having a dive. I just had to let off the brake a little bit just to make sure. I didn't quite know where he was going to end up there. We're going to have to wait. Yeah, there's one corner where I'm slow around. I just don't trust the car. I have no doubt it can go a lot quicker through there. I just don't trust it with the going sideways. Actually been quite slow on this lap around this part, but got they've been so busy squabbling, they've really slowed each other down as I've got massive drive this lap around. 24.8, I will take that, considering we had a bit of some scary moments. That lap, we're up the inside of the Audi. We're almost getting the rough from that far back. You can see how good the brakes are on this car. We got to get the run. This is a scary place to be doing. It's not too bad going too wide into here because it's a little bit slower. It's the next one. I want to make sure I've got the pass done before going too wide, or before approaching this next corner, which we are well clear of the rough. Hey, up into 11th place. What have we got next? I think it's a BMW. Up ahead of, sorry, it's a rough up here. Really, it's just the wings are what they're just all ridiculous wings. So I often get the bloody cars confused from distance. We're going to be too far back. I think we're going to have a really good run, but I don't. This is the one corner I don't really trust myself on the brakes on the way up to is up here, and on the power it's the next turn. So that's what I'm having difficulties passing in this this latter half of the lap. Is that I just can't quite carry the speed through here. Yeah, he's going to pull away. Bentley's still got a wobble on. I'm trying to be as careful as I can. Still wants to wibble and wobble around. There is a huge I've just seen the size of the trade. If I get past this rough, there is a gap, and then all of the top 10 right there. That's quite good for me. That's actually really good for me. We've just finished lap 8. Okay, the lead 2 are gone, but up to 3rd is all in that group. Now, I'm not close enough to have a look, but what I'm hoping is if we get too far back. I was hoping to do the same thing I did to the other rough down here. Now I'm going to be in a really awkward place, I think, so I'm going to be... Yeah, we're going to be at that awkward stage where I want to be quick through here, but I just simply can't because there is a rough in the way. Please move. Thank you! It is so helpful when you do that, cars. Like, that's kind of like the racing line, is to naturally go that way. You don't normally just suddenly jink that much, though, to get out of the way. It is so helpful, though, when they do that, when I have such a monstrous run off the turn. I'm on Bentley. I can see a group of cars ahead of us. Also, I saw some smoke coming off the back of it. I don't know why it is smoking. That's hopefully not a problem with the car. That would be very disappointing if we had a blew an engine at this stage. Oh, careful now. There we go. Now we get the power down. Rough closing ever so slightly. They do like to have a dive into this final corner, and if I get it sliding off there, I can sometimes get myself in trouble. But I think he's going to be too far. Yeah, he's not looking, so we're safe. Right, we're going to have a couple of laps. We're going to catch this group, I think, right at the very end of the race. If we keep up a similar sort of pace here, we will probably catch these guys right at the end. So I will have a couple of... I'm not going to have a couple. I might have a lap to try and improve. If only I hadn't got... If I had a much better first lap, I could well be at the front, or could well be fighting my way through this group right now. It's always the way. Disappointing. A little bit disappointing. Still had a bloody good race to get up to this point. Ooh. Now I'm pushing it a bit too hard. One thing you do have to be really careful with this car. Now I'm not sure quite if this is a Bentley thing or a Laguna Seca thing. But if I put a wheel on the sand, which I'm bloody not going to demonstrate, it is incredibly difficult to get your car off it again. So if you run a tiny bit wide through maybe at that corner, or one thing I did find, if you go up the inside of the corkscrew, occasionally you get on the sand on the inside in the braking zone. If you get your wheel stuck on there, you cannot get the car off the grass or the dirt easily. It just gets stuck out there. So you've got to be really sort of precise with this car. This bit here can be quite bad as well. If you run a tad too wide, you just get it stuck and there's nothing you can do about it. You will lose heaps of time as the car runs along the sand. I'm not entirely sure if it's if it's just the way that this car is, or the track, if you like. But that's something you've got to be wary of. I think we're going to run out of laps. That was a shonky lap, pushing too hard now. That's not what you want to be doing. I'm trying to be as consistent as I can, goddammit, or I'm trying to be as fast as I can. And consistency I've done fairly well, actually. I'm not sort of going absolute full-out attack mode like I would if I was time trialing. I'm going as fast as I deem safe. I really don't want to now throw it away on these laps. It's still suddenly pushing, but I'm not quite going to go ridiculous on the power delivery out of the corners. Yeah, we're closing, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. The rough behind me. Oh, I've buggered that corner up twice in a row. We're moving a little. The rough behind. I've just ditched the rough completely. Wait to get on the power. Now we go. We're gonna be right there at the end of the race. We're sort of in the middle of the groups at the moment. That was a much better middle segment, and then we've got to be careful. Get the power on down here. I could do with you guys up there having a crash. If we could have an accident, that would be really helpful. Oh, we didn't get it sideways there. Thank God for that. I'm just try and get everything as neat as possible, but not get it sideways. Oh, we've closed massively this lap round. Yeah, that last lap messing it up has perhaps cost me a shot at 9th place. This is going to be a half decent lap. Yeah, 24. I think that's my fastest lap I've done around here. Yeah, that's me kind of being a little bit careful with the power delivery as well on a couple of corners. We're going to be too far back, I think. Very, very infuriating. We're just going to run out of laps. Go on, guys, get fighting. Fight for position. That would really help me if you could start squabbling, slow each other down. I'm being as brave as I dare with this Bentley. It is so absolutely on the edge of what I can get away with this setup. It's just the back end is so about to let go at every single corner, but I don't think I'm quite going to have the time across the grass on the inside. Again, it just wants to slide, this car. That's all it's wanting to do on this lap. I'm absolutely flying, though. This is a fantastic lap so far, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That 125, a high 25, has screwed me over, I think. But no, it's not going to be enough. We're too far back. Unless they have a dive and really compromise themselves, that is the only way I'm going to be able to do anything here. They haven't. I will get quick out of this turn. It's not going to be enough. Bugger it, I'm going to have to settle for 10th. I think that could have been a 23-something on that last lap. I don't know what the last lap was, but the Bentley is incredible. It is such a good car to drive. Only finished 10th, but I definitely could have been up, maybe even as high as 3rd. I think the front two were too far gone. Admittedly, I was absolutely flying at the end there, but after that poor first lap, to get to 10th and just at the back of the train here is not too bad. I don't know how far back. I wonder, like, from the actual start, like the time between the first car crossing the start line when the race goes and the time I cross the start line, I wonder how much. That probably wouldn't be that much difference than 13 seconds. To be honest, with the amount of dodging and avoiding we had to do there. But yeah, I highly recommend this Bentley as a GT3 car. I think I was the only one running a Bentley in here. May have been. Yeah, highly recommend It is so fast in a straight line. Little bit oversteery, very difficult at times to get the power down. Once you've got the hang of it though, it is phenomenal. With a bit of tuning, this could well be one of the best race cars that I have ever driven. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.